Right, this is the first of the 4-3 zone looks that's incredibly popular and everybody should know. So this can be a lot of different things. The two most popular are going to be 4 buzz spy, 4 buzz flats, 4 buzz spy, and tango. It also looks similar to DE spy flat, and it can, I think Sam Blitz 2 can also look like this. But those first three that I named, 4 buzz, tango, and DE spy flat, they all line up pretty much like this. DE spy flat kind of has a tail that I'll show later. Um, but yeah, so it's going to be 4-3 double high, and there's an extra linebacker on the line. Um, on certain plays, like slot crosses and corner, 4 buzz might not have an extra linebacker on the line, and that's how you know it's 4 buzz and not tango. Tango will always have an extra linebacker on the line, no matter what offensive play you call. So that makes it easy to tell on some offensive plays. But yeah, 4-3 double high with a linebacker on the line. If you'll notice, these four guys, they're also in this like I don't know why this guy came down. Usually he's like right on the same line as this guy. But yeah, they're just in this kind of like very recognizable formation, like straight lines across between the two pairs. Like this guy should be in a straight line. I don't know why he's not. Maybe I didn't save an exit. Um, but yeah, that's also another way that you can recognize this. So like determining what it is post snap, I would just watch these two guys. If it's tango, obviously both these guys will blitz. Um, Tango is a yellow and purple zone play, so no flat defenders, but that purple zone can get baited towards you if you get close to the line of scrimmage, like super early, like before he drops into his zone. On the other hand, 4 buzz flats and 4 buzz spy, those plays have light blue zones, so they do have flat defenders that will get baited towards you as you scramble out. And then DE spy flat, obviously they will play man. It's a man defense. Um, and then Sam Blitz 2, which is not very popular. I would not worry about it too much. Barely anybody runs it, but only this guy will blitz and this guy will not. And Sam Blitz 2 is a light blue zone play, so it has flat defenders that will get baited towards you. Um, but yeah, I would just say focus on these two guys when you see this formation to decide if it's Tango or 4 buzz. And in rare cases, it will be D spy flat. But yeah, I'll show that next as well. Um, just as like a side note, a quick read on Sluggo versus 4 buzz spy to scramble opposite and then hit this B route curl. Once he settles, he'll be wide open. He got bumped there. Usually he'll be more upfield, but he got bumped, but it's okay. All right, so this is going to be DE spy flat here. Um, so sorry, one thing I want to quickly mention that I forgot to say in the last clip is that this defense could also like this defensive look can also be cover two sync 4-3, but it's not very popular. That's why I forgot to say it. But on sync 4-3, um, obviously they'll play zone, and the linebacker will back up. But it's it won't look like 4 buzz where like the DEs are backing up, and 4 buzz is very recognizable. So if they just drop back and play zone, it's probably going to be like cover two sync 4-3, but you don't see that very often. But here's DE spy flat. So again, when you're first learning, like this looks very similar to 4 buzz and tango. However, if you'll look at like the D end, the D line and the linebackers, you'll see that it's not as symmetrical. Kind of what I was talking about in the other videos. It's not as symmetrical as 4 buzz and tango. Like these guys are kind of bunched up. The gaps between these D linemen are not even. They're not all the same distance. Like these guys are spread out wider. So that's kind of a sign that it's more likely that it's probably going to be DE spy flat um, rather than 4 buzz or tango or sync 4-3. Um, so yeah, but on DE spy flat, obviously the guys will back up, and you might originally think it's going to be 4 buzz, but you'll quickly see that it's man defense. So like it's just going to be obvious post snap that they're playing man. So yeah, um, since this is man, then I'm just going to roll out and hit the corner out. So. All right, so the next really helpful zone formation to learn for 4-3 is this basic look right here. It's 4 down linemen with 3 linebackers in the middle of the field, um, and then you have your double high look. Um, And right now I'm going to show buzz press, so these guys are pressed. But this basic like 4-3 look with all three linebackers in the middle of the field like this, and four down linemen and double high, it can be a ton of different plays. It can be like buzz press, cloud star, cloud weak, robber press, free fire, corner blitz 4-3 even can line up like this. Um, so it's really so for all of these, since there's so many plays, I find it's best to read the linebackers post snap to determine what it could be. Um, so on buzz press, like to identify buzz press, obviously it's this basic formation, and these guys will always be pressed to start with. And then what you want to watch for is that these two linebackers, these outside linebackers, they will shoot immediately towards the sidelines. They will fly out to the sidelines, and it's going to be super obvious once you see it and once I snap the ball. Buzz press is a light blue zone play, so the defenders will get baited towards your quarterback when you scramble out and come off their routes that they're guarding and out of their zones to come get you. Um, so some other plays that it could be are it's like Cloud Weak and Cloud Star would be two more popular ones. On Cloud Weak, they're going to play zone like Buzz Press. However, these guys are not always pressed, but a main thing to look for on Cloud Weak is one of these linebackers, these outside linebackers, will not shoot towards the sidelines. He'll just like stand around in his purple zone. It'll be very obvious once I play the clip of it. But yeah, he won't fly out towards the sidelines. Cloud Weak is a light blue and purple zone play, so it does have flat defenders, and then one of the linebackers plays a purple zone, and he'll just like kind of stand around in that zone. So it's kind of like a counter to spacing sometimes if he drifts over there. Um, on Cloud Star, and sometimes on Cloud Weak, again, I'm going to show clips of this, but sometimes one of the linebackers will like come down, often the middle linebacker, he'll like come down to the line or come down a little bit. And on buzz press, he will like never do that. So if you see one of the linebackers come down like pre-snap, it's much more likely to be Cloud Star or Cloud Weak rather than buzz press. But on Cloud Star, just one of the outside linebackers will blitz. Cloud Star is another light blue zone play, so it has flat defenders, and they will get baited towards you whenever you scramble out. Corner blitz 4-3, it's very rare. You only see it if you're like using slot crosses and somebody is LCing you. But one of the linebackers will just blitz. Not the linebackers, holy shit. One of the corners on the line, they'll always be pressed. One of them will blitz post snap. And corner blitz 4-3 is a yellow zone play. So you can just scramble for free, opposite of the blitz. So yeah. And then robber press, this could also be robber press, but it's very rare again. It'll line up exactly like this, exactly like buzz press, but they'll play man post snap. It's the only play that looks like this that will play man usually. So it's very obvious once you see it that it's going to be, it's very obvious post snap that they're playing man. So you can just hit a corner route or, whatever. But on spacing switch, obviously you want to be careful that you don't throw it to the tight end because the linebacker will be covering him. But yeah, this is buzz press. So you're going to see these guys shoot out to the sidelines immediately. And yeah, I think I've said all I want to say about buzz press. So yeah, see them like fly out to the sideline. I'm going to play more clips of the other plays, and you'll notice that it's different. All right, I just want to mention one more thing that I forgot to say in the last clip. For free fire, when you're reading the linebackers post snap, two of the linebackers will blitz, like one of the outside linebackers and then the middle linebacker. So either these two guys or these two guys, depending on the flip. It'll be very obvious post snap. And free fire is another yellow zone play. So no flat defenders, and they will not get baited towards you when you scramble out. Like they won't come off their routes. So scramble is always wide open. But yeah, so right now I want to show Cloud Weak. This is Cloud Weak. Again, looks very similar to Buzz Press, like I said. These guys are not pressed because I just saved and exited. So that's kind of one way that you can tell. But post snap, one of these outside linebackers, like I was saying, he will not shoot out to the sidelines. He will just stand around in his purple zone. And that's important to know because on spacing switch, he'll like drift over to cover the tight end on some flips. And also on like wide receiver corner and slot crosses, he will usually not get baited towards you because he's a purple zone. And by the time you've scrambled out, he has dropped fully into his zone and has turned into a yellow zone and will not come get you. So it's very important to recognize Cloud Weak as opposed to Buzz Press, because Buzz Press is fully light blue zones and they'll get baited towards you. But Cloud Weak has that one special purple defender that will not get baited towards you when you roll out. So that's very important to know. This is Cloud Weak here, so just watch how one of the linebackers, outside linebackers, does not shoot towards the sidelines. It's gonna be pretty obvious here. Yeah, see the Yeti? He's just standing around, right? He was just standing around. He didn't fly out like he did on Buzz Press. So yeah, that's how you determine it post snap. All right, now I'm going to show Cloud Star. Cloud Star, the guy will usually, one of the linebackers usually moves pre snap, but not always. So I'm hoping when I click Sluggo here, we're going to see it. Um, yeah, see? Exactly. So one of the linebackers came down pre-snap. Um, so immediately I know that it's much more likely to be Cloud Star, or sometimes this happens on Cloud Weak, rather than Buzz Press. It just so happens that they're pressed here. I don't think Cloud Star is always pressed, but they are. They are right now. Um, Usually the guy who does come down will be the one blitzing, but yeah, post snap, you'll just see that one of the outside linebackers is blitzing. Cloud Star is a light blue zone play, like I mentioned, so it does have flat defenders, and the defenders will get baited when you scramble out and come off the route to come get you. So yeah, you can't really scramble opposite like this on Cloud Star because it's not a yellow zone play. So the scramble is not free on this. So yeah. So even though the Yeti came down pre-snap, he wasn't the one that blitzed. That's possible, but usually when he does come down, he blitzes, but it just so happened that he didn't that time. All right, this is going to be robber press this time. Again, it looks identical to buzz press pre-snap. That's why it's such a good spacing switch counter. But like I mentioned for this formation, the 4-3 double high, like with the three linebackers in the middle, like I mentioned, you always want to read what the linebackers are doing post snap to determine which defense it actually is. So on this one, obviously the linebackers are going to play man. It's going to be super obvious post snap. So yeah. All right, this is going to be corner blitz 4-3. Usually both corners, I guess I shouldn't say usually, but often both corners are pressed on this play. But here only one of them is pressed, so obviously this is the corner that's going to be blitzing. Um, but yeah, if they're both pressed, you'll just have to determine post snap which one is blitzing. Again, it's going to look identical to buzz press and robber press if that happens. So you'll just have to like see out of the corner of your eye because you'll obviously be focused on the linebackers, like I said. But you'll just have to react to this one that it is corner blitz 4-3. Um, but again, like I said, it's a yellow zone play, so no flat defenders, so scrambles wide open, and the guys will not get baited off their routes. So I'm just going to scramble opposite of the blitz. All right, this is going to be free fire here. Sometimes they're pressed, sometimes they're not pressed, I think. But again, free fire, one of the outside linebackers and the middle linebacker will blitz. It just depends what flip you get. So that's how you'll tell it's free fire instead of cloud star. Free fire is another yellow zone play, so no flat defenders. So scrambles free, and nobody's going to get baited off their routes to come get you. So yeah, post snap, I'll just read the linebackers and then read which way I want to scramble. All right, this is the next 4-3 zone look that you'll want to learn. Um, so it's just 4-3. We have our four down linemen, and then we got our three linebackers in the middle of the field, but this one's single high this time. Um, so the only zone play that this is going to be where it looks exactly like this pre-snap is Sky 4-3, cover 3 Sky 4-3. Sky 4-3 is a light blue zone play. So, there will be flat defenders, and when you scramble out, the guys will get baited towards the quarterback, when you scramble out. Um, I know I said I was gonna talk about man defenses in a separate video, um, but OLB Fireman and thundersmoke look literally identical to this pre-snap, like exactly the same. So similar to that other look that we just covered, 4-3 zone double high. You'll want to read the linebackers on this formation. Um, so Sky 4-3, they'll just play zone, obviously. Fireman, these two guys will blitz and they'll play man, and thundersmoke, all three will blitz and they'll play man. So it's very easy to tell post snap. But yeah, this one's just going to be sky 4-3, just because like I know what he has in on first down. That's the only reason I'm saying that. But yeah, I'll show clips of the other two here in a sec. All right, so I'm going to quickly show OLB Fireman, but this also applies for Thundersmoke. Um, I'll talk about this in my Man Blitz video, but sometimes OLB Fireman and Thundersmoke and double tight end bracket, which I'll talk about later, can line up double high. Um, but it's very rare, and I don't want to focus on it right now, so I'm just going to show the classic look of Fireman. I'm just going to show you that these two guys blitz on it, obviously. And then Thundersmoke, all three would blitz. But yeah, I just want to have a quick clip showing that. Sluggo was actually having them line up double high on Fireman and Thundersmoke, and I want to cover that in the other video. I didn't want to focus on it here, so yeah. All right, the last of the kind of useful plays that have this like similar pre-snap look of the 4-3 single high is it's going to be free safety Mike Blitz, but it has another very noticeable pre-snap motion that you can use to to determine that it is free safety Mike Blitz. So once I click Sluggo, just watch the safeties, obviously. Yep. So see how one of them moved down and one of them moved across, obviously. Um, So this is obviously different than free safety zone blitz because free safety zone blitz is 3-4. However, free safety Mike blitz is 4-3. They both have the safeties coming down pre-snap though, obviously. Um, but free safety zone blitz is a yellow zone play like I talked about earlier. But free safety Mike blitz here, this 4-3 one with that guy coming down, free safety Mike blitz is not a yellow zone play. It's a light blue zone play. So it does have flat defenders, and the defenders will get baited towards you when you scramble out and come off their routes. So scramble is not free on this one because it's not a yellow zone play. So yeah, but on free safety Mike blitz, this guy will blitz the safety that comes down. The middle line, the middle linebacker will blitz, and the defensive tackle that's farther away from your center will be the one that drops into coverage. But it's not very popular, and it's pretty easy to beat anyways. So yeah. All right, so the last of kind of like the useful and most popular 4-3 zone plays I want to show is SS Crash. Um, so here it's 4-3, but we don't have three linebackers in the middle of the field. We have one on the line. We have an extra one on the line. Not an extra one, but we have one on the line, and it's a single high, um, and these guys will be pressed. So once I show bracket in the other video, you may be thinking it looks close to bracket. However, on bracket, these guys are not going to be pressed, and it's just going to look different like once I show you it. Um, but yeah, on SS Crash, obviously one of the safeties is going to blitz, hence the name. It's a yellow zone play, so there's no flat defenders. Scrambles wide open. Um, the guys are not going to get off their routes and get baited towards you. However, SS Crash does have one of these defensive linemen. He'll do like a loop around. He'll like stand up and like loop around on one side, kind of like a stunt, I guess. Um, and so sometimes he can come in free and the scramble won't be wide open, obviously, if that happens. It's more so the looping guy that's the problem as opposed to like the safety. It's like the looping defensive lineman can kind of mess up your scramble. Sometimes he gets picked up, sometimes he doesn't. So on this, because I don't want to, like, obviously the blitz is coming off the more stacked side with the safety over here. So ideally, I would like to scramble opposite of the blitz because it's a yellow zone play and it would be free. However, I don't know if the looping guy will get picked up. So on this one, as opposed to scrambling, I'm just going to take the underneath just to be safer because I don't know if the looper will get picked up or not. Yeah, as you can see, he did not get picked up if you were watching the left side. So yeah, just got to be careful on that.